the rest of it. All right, on to the next task, which is hey, what's up everybody? This is Brian over at the Little Orchard Farm. Welcome to today's video. We've got a lot of stuff planned today. We are going to be working a little bit on the cabin, finishing it completely up, at least from the perspective of construction. We still got some painting to do and whatnot, and we're going to do that when the weather cools off, and we're going to be kind of inside more than outside. We do have some exterior painting to do. We've got some things to finish up on the porch, but for all intensive purposes, these last few activities will be it in terms of construction. We've got to jump back on the barn. We got more board and batten to get on the barn. I got to set a couple of doors this weekend, which is really what I'm going to probably focus on a little bit. We've got a surprise being delivered actually today, and I want to, I'll share that surprise with you when it arrives, and we'll talk through kind of what all that means. But anyway, got one other activity that I would like to get done on the barn as well this weekend, so I'm going to have to run to town and go pick up some lumber. But we've got a wonderful weekend ahead of us, tons of activities scheduled, things that we would like to get done, which means probably very little of it will get done. But we're going to try. We're going to have some fun this weekend, that's for sure. So come along with us. Join us for the ride. If you're not already subscribed to our channel, I encourage you to do so. We're doing some really cool things out here. Karen and I, we're newbies at this whole homesteading gig, and so we're living and learning as we go along. And it just so happens we're in the season of barn raising. So anyway, guys, we got a lot to do. Let's do this. Thank you, sir. Whew. Well, there it is. There's the big surprise. I got an HM 126 portable sawmill from Woodland Mills, and super stoked about it. I probably should have made sure everything was here, but I'm assuming it is. I've got what is it, man? I got the saw itself. I think I got a bed extension. I got a there's a track extension. Oh, it's labeled. Hey, this is nice. I got a cantilever, a cover, a toolbox. I say cantilever, a cant hook. Got that there. That's awesome. Got the blades. I think those are the blades. So I got a couple of extra blades. But this will be one of the next projects that we're going to get into, probably going into the deep fall, as we'll have some cooler weather to get out and start moving some of that wood around. We've got probably more than a dozen. We've got more than a dozen cedar trees on the ground and a ton of pine trees that we will now be able to plank or make our own 2x material or our own posts or whatever the case might be. But I'm super excited about this. The other thing is, of course, is I love to do woodworking, and to have a stock of available wood that you're not having to buy at a lumber yard or whatever, that you actually can take off your land and turn it into something functional is something that I thoroughly enjoy. And so I think this is going to be one of the tools that will help to alleviate a massive front end cost in terms of the lumber and the way lumber prices are. I suspect this guy right here is going to pay you back. Probably its payback period is going to be less than a couple of years, no doubt. So I'm super excited about that. And so yeah, the next thing will be is to unbox this thing. But I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a tarp over it, and we're going to let it sit out here for a couple of days anyway until we can tear into it. Still got to assemble it. Still got to do all the things that go along with that. Getting it level, getting a place for it that's level. And so we still got a lot of work to do, but just overly excited about this tool. Woodland Mills HM 126, 14 foot long with a 10 foot, I think maybe extension, 10 foot bed extension. I'll give you the full spec rundown when we start to unbox this thing. But anyway, that's one surprise. So what is an Lvl cap? Well, an Lvl cap sits on the bottom side of the porch here. That's this guy right here. You can kind of see that there are two boards or two what's called a laminated veneer lumber. And it's a lot like a piece of plywood where they stack layers of wood together. But this creates a very long board. And they're super strong. And so that's what I'm using as the support, if you will, for my porch. And it goes all the way around the three sides. And so on the bottom of this, I need to put a piece of wood that essentially caps it off and ties the board and batten all together and creates a nice finished look. Well, there you have it. That is the Lvl Cap. And that is the last piece of construction woodwork that we have to do for the cabin. We still got a few touch-up things to do, painting, little bit of wiring that we're going to be running along the deck here. But for the overall construction, check it off the list. Cabin's done. All right, so I believe getting started on this door here is going to require a couple of things. It's going to be on both of them. I'm going to have to remove the trim, and because on the outside we've got this metal trim going up, and I need to take a few measurements, but I believe the door is going to sit in here. And so our trim is probably going to have to be fitted. I'm going to probably rip it to where it fits right in this area here. And leave this up as the casing, or as the outside decorative kind of a casing. So I'll probably have a filler piece going down through here. So I think I need to remove that first. I'll remove this, and then we'll set the door in and see if we can get a good fit, and I'll tack it off. Sounds like a plan. All right, so let's get this door put up. I've got a cripple here that I'm going to put into the door to decrease the amount of space that I have around the frame. Right now I'm at about an inch. I think I'm at about an inch and a quarter. So I'm going to put this 3/4 in here, and that will reduce the amount of space around the frame to a 1/2 inch. Then we can take our shims and simply shim it up around the frame and get it nice and plumb.
Yeah, you'll have to unscrew that thing on it. Yeah, give me that one.
Right. Slide it in place. We're going to go all the way back.
You're going to have to go over this one. Keep going. There you go. A little more. A little hair. Okay, now you're up in here.
Let me know when we're even.
You got about 2 inches. Okay. Over here on this side, you're on pretty much on. This side, you got another inch. Keep going. Keep going. Keep right there.
All right, so what we've done is we've taken the door, we set it plumb on one side, made sure that we were a little bit of a gap here so that I could insulate. I could spray my insulation in. Came over here, did the same thing, got a nice and plumb. So now the whole thing is plumb. The one thing that I don't have on this barn that you typically find in a house is a big header that runs across it. So I'm gonna go back and get me a 2x4 and put it across here flat ways, pop it in, and then attach my door to it. A little backwards, but I think it'll work nonetheless. But the door definitely opens nicely. There's a nice consistent gap around the whole door. So pretty pleased with that. So that's one door down, one to go. We'll get over and knock it out. Looks good though. Door number 2 done. Happy? Looks good, huh? Very nice, very nice. So we got this one done, and man, it went in, I guess as it always does. We learned some mistakes from our first door, so we didn't make them on this door. But that door is now in, it looks good. We'll come back through with some great stuff and plop that into the gaps on the sides. That gives us a little bit of insulation there. Not that I'm overly concerned about insulation right now at this point, because this whole area is not going to be insulated. That one over there will be though. So we definitely want to get some great stuff around that door, and then we will insulate the rest of it. All right, on to the next task, which is lunch. Lunch is behind us. It's back to work. I think what we're going to do now is jump back on the board and batten, throw some of the board and batten up. I'll probably spare you guys a lot of that activity, but I'll show you a few clips as we continue to progress on that siding. Well, what a weekend. What a weekend. How about that? Oh my goodness. We knocked it out. We got some doors installed. We got one full side of the board and batten done. There was so much stuff we did this weekend. It was really, really awesome. And got a long way to go. We're 25% there, right? One side complete. But it's another step in the process. Guys, we hope that you have a wonderful week. We know that there's a lot of people nationwide here in the States that's going through the remnants of Hurricane Ida, and know that our hearts are with you. We're praying for you in recovering from that. We hope that you have a very blessed week, and make sure you pop that subscription button. We'd love to see you back here as we continue to build our modern homestead from the ground up. You guys take care. Till we see you again the next time. We will. See ya.